So the Republican Party just made it clear they don't want you to see the Epstein files. We're about to see the moment Senator Cory Booker directly confronted John Cornyn for actively trying to bury the truth during a fiery Senate hearing. Let's watch the full clip, and then I'll give you my thoughts at the end.
The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Chairman, point of order. So his second degree, which had nothing to do with immigration, which was to conceal the Epstein file, Senator Cornyn's effort to conceal the Epstein files right here on 1 and 2 has now violated my amendment. There is no amendment anymore. It passed.
That's right.
And Cornyn is saying, yes, I did something to stop the American public from seeing the Epstein files. It renders my amendment moot. That was the intention of Senator Cornyn's amendment that he just passed, which was to conceal
Chairman, I have to respond. Nothing we are voting on today is going to change any of the debate about the Epstein files.
Is
That debate will continue.
That is not
And if
true.
you don't acknowledge that, I just have to, I really question whether your amendment is actually in good faith or not, because nothing's going to change that. But, Mr. Chairman, my second-degree amendment passed, which included striking the Senator Booker's amendment. I believe we've, committee's spoken.
May I respond? He directly referenced me. May I respond? Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
So Mr. Cornyn claims that nothing about this would end debate. We're not seeking to end debate. We're seeking to pass legislation out of this committee that would force the disclosure and the transparency and the truth being made public. We had a chance today that Senator Cornyn blocked to make the truth known to the American public. We had the power today, the possibility today, to force out the truth regarding the Epstein files and the lies and the obfuscation that is happening by this administration. What Senator Cornyn did today was to block the truth about what's happening with the Department of Justice and the Epstein file. It is that on its plain truth, no matter how much he wants to try to dodge that truth.
Mr. Chairman, I have to respond.
Well, quickly, because
I
Graham
will
wants to
respond
speak.
quickly.
Take your time.
What Senator Booker is trying to do is to kill this underlying bipartisan bill that will hopefully save hundreds, maybe thousands of lives because of the opioid crisis. It's already taken tens of thousands of lives in this country over recent years because of the Biden open border policies. So I'm simply trying to preserve this bipartisan legislation, again, that will save lives. The debate that he and I are having over the Epstein files, I doubt will be resolved today based on any amendments either he or I offer. So that's the reason for my amendment, because I want to save lives from the opioid crisis. And I believe his amendment is a distraction from that and actually will jeopardize seeing this bipartisan legislation enacted into law.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr.
Mr. Chairman, may I respond?
No, I'm calling on Graham.
I thought you were going back and forth, sir. I didn't know that.
I'll be real quick. So if Senator Booker's problem is with the bill itself, which it seems to be, I understand that. Hopefully we can work out a way to get money to your state you think does justice for New Jersey. I got that. That makes perfect sense. But the Epstein amendment presented some other way. It's not going away. What we're trying to do with this bill is really good. And there's no end to this, a way of doing business here. If this is a headline about Cornyn blocks transparency of Epstein, then that would be sad because he's responding to your amendment that would make the bill, quite frankly, fail. I want to help Senator Booker with your problem, but what you're doing, I don't think is helpful to the bill. I don't think it's helpful to the committee. I don't think it's helpful to your problem.
Senator Graham, there's not been a time in my career where you said you want to help me that you didn't. So I'm going to take you up on that, and I'm going to withdraw
glad to-
and I'm going to withdraw my amendment.
You're a good man, and I will try to deliver with Senator Grassley the best I can.
Mr. Chairman, I would
withdraw your- Okay,
I would
those,
also ask leave to withdraw my amendment and vote on the underlying bill.
those in favor of 1098, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, say no. The 1098 is reported. Now, the last bill that we have on the agenda is the Child Act. I co-lead this bill with Senator Durbin. The bill ensures that all individuals with unsupervised access to children is authorized to receive nationwide background checks. I'd like to recognize the bill's lead sponsor, Senator Durbin. I think you already spoke on it, didn't you? Yeah. Those in favor of 1528, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, say
That first move from Cornyn is just, it's such a perfect example of how the sausage gets made in the worst possible way. You know, he doesn't have the spine to actually get up there and say, I vote no on transparency, because he knows how that would look. He knows that's a losing argument with the public. So instead, he pulls out this obscure parliamentary trick, whatever a second degree amendment is, and just assassinates the whole idea without ever having to put his name on the murder weapon. It's quintessential legislative cowardice. It's why people hate politicians. It is the definition of hiding. And then the gaslighting starts. Oh my God, the gaslighting. To sit there with a straight face and say that killing the only black action doesn't stop the debate is just, it's breathtakingly dishonest. What debate is he talking about? An imaginary one? The one that has no power, no teeth, no ability to actually do anything? That's the kind of double talk that just drives me up the wall. I mean, he literally just set a fire and is telling everyone he hasn't gotten rid of the fire extinguisher, just the water. It makes no sense. The whole point wasn't to just have a chat, it was to pass a law. And he single-handedly stopped that. Booker calling him out on his good faith was honestly the only way to respond. Because you have to call that kind of nonsense what it is. It's a bad faith argument from top to bottom. It's an attempt to minimize his own role as the guy who is actively working to conceal information from the American public. But the last part is what really gets me. The pivot to the opioid crisis. That is just a whole other level of cynical. This is what they do. When they're caught completely cornered with no logical argument left, they grab a tragedy and they hold it up like a human shield. He created this completely false choice out of thin air. This idea that we can either have justice for Epstein's victims or we can help opioid victims. Why can't we do both? Of course we can do both. The question is, why doesn't he want to do both? Why is one a convenient excuse to block the other one? He's literally using the deaths of thousands of Americans as a distraction, as political cover to protect who? Powerful people? Donors? Who knows? But he's exploiting one tragedy to enable another. It's so manipulative. He's trying to reframe the entire conflict to paint the guy demanding answers as the one who is being reckless, the one who doesn't care about saving lives. It's a disgusting tactic. And you just know that if the situations were reversed, if this was a bill he wanted and someone else attached an amendment, he'd be screaming bloody murder. The hypocrisy is just, it's off the charts. Ultimately, it just reveals his priorities. When faced with the choice between transparency for one of the most disgusting crimes in modern history and, well, anything else, he chooses to protect the secrets. That says everything you need to know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. While you're down there, hit the like button and subscribe. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.